As a parent, you hope for your child to flourish. You want to see them excel in school and embrace learning with open arms. However, the statistics can be daunting. Studies reveal that over 60% of children struggle with homework and academic performance, leading to stress for both the child and the parent. These numbers often felt like a looming shadow in my home, a reminder that my child's learning journey could quickly turn into a battleground. I still vividly remember the day when my son Liam came home from school with a furrowed brow. His backpack seemed heavier than usual. I greeted him with a smile and asked about his day, but his response was a mere shrug. As he settled down at the kitchen table to tackle his homework, I sensed the tension building. Each time he glanced at the assignment sheet, his little hands trembled. As I watched him struggle, my heart sank. I felt helpless as he sat there, staring at the pages filled with math problems that seemed to taunt him. "Why can't I get this?" he muttered under his breath, his frustration spilling over. I could see the tears pooling in his eyes, and it broke my heart to witness the defeat washing over him. I tried to offer encouragement, reminding him that everyone struggles sometimes. But the words felt empty in the face of his despair. I wanted to reach out and comfort him. Instead, I stood frozen, my mind racing with thoughts of how I could help him. I felt the pressure of expectations bearing down on us. The world often paints a picture of a perfect family where homework is a breeze. But here we were, living a different reality. Every night became a cycle of tension and tears. We would sit at the table together, him with his homework and me with my heart in my throat. The clock would tick, and I would watch the minutes turn into hours as he wrestled with concepts that seemed beyond him. I thought about all the articles I had read. I knew that children need a supportive environment to thrive. I wanted to be that support for Liam, but instead I felt like a failure. The emotional toll was immense. I remember one particular evening when the frustration reached its peak. Liam was working on a math worksheet that seemed insurmountable. I could see the gears turning in his mind. He was desperately trying to figure out the answers but felt utterly defeated. The tears rolled down his cheeks as he exclaimed, "I'm just not smart enough." In that moment, I felt as though my heart was being crushed. My little boy believed he wasn't capable, and I couldn't bear it. I held him close and told him that everyone learns differently. But inside, I questioned whether I was doing enough as a parent. Was I giving him the tools he needed to succeed? Or was I simply failing him at a crucial moment in his development? As the days turned into weeks, I noticed a pattern. Homework time had become synonymous with anxiety. I felt the knot tightening in my stomach each time I heard the school bus pull up. The weight of his academic struggles hung over us like a dark cloud. I could feel Liam's joy in learning slipping away, replaced by fear and doubt. I spent hours researching ways to help him. I scoured the internet for strategies and tips that might ease his struggles. I came across countless articles about homework help and the importance of creating a conducive learning environment. Yet, even with all that information, I still felt lost. I needed to translate those strategies into action, but how could I do that when I felt so overwhelmed? The turning point came on a particularly difficult night. After yet another battle over fractions, I looked into Liam's eyes and saw not just frustration but a flicker of something deeper: fear of failure. It was a moment of clarity for me. I realized that my child needed more than just academic help. He needed reassurance and a safe space to express his struggles. As I tucked him into bed that night, I reflected on how often I had focused solely on the homework itself. I had been so fixated on fixing the problems that I had neglected to nurture his spirit. I vowed then to find a way to transform our homework experience from a source of anxiety to a journey of exploration and growth. Despite the emotional toll this struggle took on me and Liam, I held on to hope. The statistics might paint a grim picture of academic challenges, but I believed that with the right support and strategies, we could rewrite our story. I knew I needed to shift my focus from solely helping with homework to fostering a love for learning, allowing him to thrive in a world filled with opportunities. Every day I saw glimpses of his potential. I wanted to give him the tools he needed to embrace learning. I wanted to be the anchor in his educational journey. Even though the path was fraught with challenges, I resolved to walk it with him, hand in hand, creating a homework help haven where he could learn and grow without fear. This experience was not just about homework. It was about building resilience, nurturing curiosity, and finding strength in vulnerability. I was determined to turn our struggles into stepping stones, paving the way for a brighter future filled with learning and laughter. In the end, I learned that it is okay to struggle. It is okay to feel overwhelmed. It is okay to seek help and to embrace the journey. After all, parenting is not just about teaching your child to solve math problems. It is about guiding them through the maze of life, supporting them as they learn to navigate their own paths, and helping them discover the joy that learning can bring. After that pivotal night when I recognized the emotional weight my son was carrying, I knew that change had to happen. I wanted to create a space for Liam that fostered learning and growth rather than fear and anxiety. It was time to transform our approach to homework and learning. I started small. I realized that structure would be our greatest ally. We created a dedicated homework nook in our home, a quiet space free from distractions. This area was adorned with colorful charts and motivational quotes. It felt inviting. I wanted Liam to associate this space with comfort and creativity rather than dread. Next, I introduced a consistent homework schedule. By establishing a routine, we could minimize the overwhelming feeling that homework often brought. Every day after school, Liam knew he could take a break before diving into his assignments. We would sit together during this time and I would encourage him to talk about his day. This allowed him to unwind and gave him a chance to express any lingering frustrations before tackling homework. To make homework less daunting, I incorporated small rewards. We established a point system where Liam could earn points for completing assignments. Once he accumulated enough points, he could choose a fun activity like playing video games or having extra screen time. It was a simple concept but incredibly effective. The prospect of a reward provided him with motivation and transformed the way he viewed homework. We also sought help from resources that specialized in educational support. I discovered various online platforms offering tutoring services. This was a game changer for us. I remember the first session we scheduled. Liam was initially hesitant, but when his tutor patiently explained the concepts using engaging methods, I saw a spark in his eyes. He started to grasp ideas that had previously seemed impossible. This support proved invaluable. In addition to tutoring, I began to utilize online educational tools. Interactive websites and educational apps became part of our learning toolkit. They allowed Liam to explore topics at his own pace. He loved the gamified learning experiences, and soon I noticed that he was actively engaging with math problems without the weight of pressure looming over him. Encouraging a growth mindset was essential in this process. I learned that I needed to celebrate not just successes but also efforts. I made a conscious choice to praise Liam for his perseverance. Whether he completed a difficult assignment or simply tried his best, I wanted him to understand that effort is what truly counts. I reminded him that learning is a journey filled with ups and downs. As time went on, I realized that open communication with Liam was crucial. I encouraged him to express his feelings about school and homework. We would have candid discussions about what he found challenging and what excited him. This helped me tailor our approach to his unique needs. I made it a point to listen actively and validate his feelings. I wanted him to feel understood and supported, especially when he faced difficulties. Another significant step was involving him in the learning process. I started asking for his input on how he wanted to tackle assignments. Allowing him to take ownership helped build his confidence. If he preferred working on math first rather than reading, I let him decide. This gave him a sense of control that had been missing before. During this journey, I also connected with other parents. I joined a local parent support group where we shared tips and experiences. Hearing from others facing similar challenges provided reassurance. It was comforting to know I wasn't alone. We exchanged ideas about resources and strategies that worked for our children. This community became a pillar of support for me as I navigated this new approach to homework. Eventually, I saw a remarkable change in Liam. His confidence grew. The tears that once filled our homework sessions were replaced with laughter and determination. One evening, as we tackled a challenging math problem together, he smiled and said, "Mom, I think I actually understand this." In that moment, I felt an overwhelming sense of relief and pride. I knew we had made significant progress. Our journey transformed from one of struggle to one of discovery. Homework became an opportunity for Liam to explore and learn rather than a source of anxiety. We celebrated victories, big and small, and each success fueled our desire to keep pushing forward. The lessons I learned throughout this experience were invaluable. Creating a supportive environment was essential. Building a routine helped reduce anxiety and fostered a love for learning. Utilizing resources such as tutoring and educational tools made a world of difference. Encouraging a growth mindset allowed Liam to see that struggles were simply stepping stones toward growth. Reflecting on this journey, I am grateful for the resources that have shaped our experience. One resource that stands out is the book titled The Homework Help Haven: Strategies to Support Your Child's Learning Journey. This book provided me with the insights and strategies I needed to navigate the challenges we faced. It transformed our approach to homework and helped us create an environment where Liam could thrive. I encourage anyone who finds themselves in a similar situation to grab a copy. It is a treasure trove of practical advice and strategies that can truly make a difference. You can find a digital copy at libriffy.com, and I highly recommend it to any parent looking to support their child's learning journey.